guys hear me? Is that better? Okay, great, wonderful. My name is Dina Glick, and I have the great honor of serving as the Distant Campus Coordinator of the MEDEX Northwest Physician Assistant Program, Anchorage campus. As we open today's ceremony, I'd like to offer a land and cultural acknowledgement. I acknowledge that the University of Alaska Anchorage and the buildings we are using today on the traditional homelands of the Dena'ina. They are the indigenous people of the Nuti or Kanik Arm. Today, they are members of the Eklutna and Kanik tribes. For thousands of years, they have lived here, caring for the waterways, plants, and animals. I recognize their past and ongoing stewardship of this great land, and I thank them for this. We also take a moment to recognize the many family members, friends, mentors, and loved ones who have supported our graduates throughout this journey. Whether you're here with us in person or joining via the live stream, we are so grateful for your presence. And for those attending virtually, we invite you to share your congratulations and reflections in the live stream chat. Your words will mean so much to our graduates. Today's ceremony is being recorded and will be available on the MEDEX YouTube channel within 1 to 3 business days, so you can revisit and share this celebration with others. To begin this special day, I invite you all to please stand as we welcome the graduating class of MEDEX Anchorage Class 15. Everyone can be seated. Now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce someone whose leadership has guided our School of Medicine with vision and purpose. Please join me in welcoming Kira Vader, MEDEX Clinical Coordinator, to deliver the UW School of Medicine welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon. As she mentioned, my name is Kira, and I'm the Associate Program Director of Clinical Affairs here at MEDEX. On behalf of the University of Washington School of Medicine, I want to welcome our graduates, any current students that we have in the audience, our staff, our faculty, but most especially the family and friends of our graduates who have joined us today. The MEDEX PA program is the second oldest PA program in the nation, and we're part of the University of Washington School of Medicine, which was established in 1946. As part of the School of Medicine, we're a WWAMI program, and we recruit and train students from Washington, Wyoming, Alaska, Montana, Idaho, as well as Hawaii. We're one of the largest PA programs in the nation and have 3 campuses in Washington, as well as 1 here in Alaska and 1 in Hawaii. It's our strong connection with these communities, as well as our grounding in the University of Washington School of Medicine, that makes us the strong program that we are today. Today is indeed a day of celebration for you, our graduates, but it's also a day to pause and consider the great responsibility that now rests on your shoulders. As a healthcare provider, your patients will trust you to guide them during times of uncertainties in their health and seek answers for them. Today marks the end of your time here at MEDEX, but it's only the beginning of your journey of lifelong learning. The PA program has given you a foundation upon which to build, so stay curious, always ask questions, surround yourself with others who share a thirst for knowledge. Lean into this new profession and never stop learning, and rest assured, in 2 years, Leanne and I will call you up to start taking students, so be ready. Again, welcome and congratulations to our graduates.
Good afternoon. My name is Kathy Kraft, and I'm the interim dean of the College of Health. And we would like to welcome you from the University of Alaska Anchorage and the College of Health. And I'm going to pass it over to Dr. Carrie Moore, who's our Associate Dean.
Hello, everyone. We're so proud of you, and we really are thrilled to be here with you today and celebrate your achievements over the last 2 years. We welcome your families and friends and express our appreciation to them for supporting you on this journey. The journey into healthcare is not easy, as you well know. You have implemented foundational knowledge, developed and mastered your clinical skills, and completed challenging clinical rotations. Healthcare is a field with unlimited opportunities for growth and development. We encourage you to continue learning and growing throughout your career. Your role as a physician assistant is essential to healthcare in our state. You will follow a legacy of caring, compassionate, and thoughtful PAs who support the healthcare needs of Alaskans. We look forward to the valuable contributions you will make to individuals and to your communities. If the UAA College of Health can ever be of assistance to you on your journey, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. I would like to take a moment and acknowledge with significant gratitude the efforts of an esteemed colleague. This person has supported the MEDEX program for over 7 years. In ways both seen and unseen, this person has supported program staff, mentored campus coordinators, and designed interprofessional learning opportunities to include and showcase the valuable role of the PA. Her dedicated support of the program and its students has been mission critical to the program and to the College of Health. Thankfully, this person is not leaving the college, but returning to a faculty role to follow her passion of educating medical students. With gratitude, please join me in thanking Dr. Kathy Young for her leadership. We thank Kathy Young for her leadership of the MEDEX program and for her administrative service as Assistant Dean of the University of Washington WAMI School of Medical Education. We worked very hard to keep this a secret from Kathy. Now it is my great pleasure to introduce your keynote speaker, Representative Andrew Timothy Gray, also a PA.
Thank you, Dr. Moore. Hello, MEDEX class of 2025. My name is Andrew Gray, and I represent the UMed district in the Alaska State House. If you wonder where the UMed district is, you're in it, so welcome to my district. And I am also a physician assistant. I've precepted folks from MEDEX before, first at the Alaska VA and then at Alaska Urgent Care, so I can say with intimate knowledge that the folks that come out of your program are ready for this job, and I am so excited for you. Becoming a physician assistant was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life, but it was not an expected career choice for me. I was in my early 30s, I was working various odd jobs and wondering where my life was headed. I started thinking about going to medical school, and one of my classmates from high school was an MD, and she said, you know, you should really look at being a PA. And at the time, I didn't know what a PA was. But the more I learned, the more I realized that being a PA, going to PA school, was going to get me to do what I wanted to do faster than any other path. And that is the one that I took, and I do not regret it for a second. You may think, oh, well, when you were in your early 30s, 20 years ago, maybe people didn't know what PAs were. But I hate to tell you this, but working in Juneau as a legislator, I have colleagues in the legislature who come up to me all the time and ask ridiculous questions. They ask me if I can write a prescription, if I'm allowed to see patients by myself, things that tell me that they don't know who we are or what we do. The way I explain my profession to my legislative colleagues is that PAs are substitute physicians. We provide most of the exact same care that physicians provide when a physician can't be there, whether it be because of the geographic expanse of Alaska, where it's not practical to have MDs and DOs in every clinic, or whether it's a financial consideration, the fact that we are an enormous cost savings because we cost a lot less than a physician. But in Alaska, there are groups that wish that PAs and NPs were not here. They wish that we only had MDs and DOs. To me, this shows a profound misunderstanding of who we are, what we do, and what we are capable of doing. I spoke at last year's graduation here at MEDEX, and at that time, my staff reviewed my speech, and they said, you know what, just really focus on the personal stuff and don't do any of this other stuff. Well, apologies to my staff who's here filming. I did not run my speech by my staff this year. So I'm gonna put back in what was taken out last year and cut out all the personal stuff. I need you guys to do something. I need you guys to join your professional organization, and that is the Alaska Academy of Physician Assistants. I need you to not only join it, but I need you to remain in it forever, and I need you to always pay your dues. And I'm gonna explain why. The physician assistants in Alaska, our statutes are from the 1970s. And we've been making efforts to update the statutes in the state of Alaska to reflect what PAs are doing here and have been doing here. There's some misinformation that the bill is asking us for new privileges. That's not true. The people who have been showing up to advocate for the necessary changes are members of the Alaska Academy of Physician Assistants. The AKAPA is a very small organization. It has about 140 members. We have 900 physician assistants in the state of Alaska. 940 registered physician assistants, only about 600 in practice. So it's a very small fraction of the number of PAs that we should have in this organization. For comparison, we have 2,600 nurse practitioners in the state of Alaska, and we have 6,200 MDs and DOs. So we are a small, small group. Nurse practitioners are also part of the nursing union, so they have all of the nurses to help lobby for them. That nursing union is part of the AFL-CIO, which means they have all these other unions that are lobbying for them. Whatever your politics are and feelings about unions, there's no doubt that nurse practitioners' ability to practice independently and earn more money has grown from large-scale negotiations that PAs were never a part of. We have ridden on NP coattails to get some of those benefits, but I could speak as somebody who worked at the VA, I could speak as somebody who has worked in urgent cares and emergency rooms. It's often that MPs are getting paid more money than us to do the exact same job. MDs and DOs earn a lot more than us, as they should. They sacrifice years of their life to get more education than us, and they are well compensated. But that money allows them to have more clout in Juneau, and their numbers allow them to have more clout in Juneau. Big donors to political campaigns are able to tell legislators which bills not to support, and it is very, very common to ask legislators to not support changes to our profession in the legislature. Interestingly, I receive emails from physicians in the community saying, do not pass this necessary PA legislation. And what they almost always say is, I love my PAs. I love my PAs that work for me and work in our clinic. They're great. But if we pass this law, it's going to be dangerous because I don't want this to work for other PAs. This is where our professional organization has stepped up to the plate. The Alaska Academy of Physician Assistants has organized PAs to call in and testify, to send emails, but most importantly, to have those PAs in the organization talk to their collaborating physicians and explain that if you love us, if you love the PA working for us, you should want us to be able to thrive, and you do that by supporting modernizing the statutes to correspond with what we're able to do. Many PAs, once they get involved in the workforce, become overburdened. I mean, your job is a hard job. It takes a lot of time. And after work, you've got the gym, you've got your kids, you've got your church, you've got life. There's a million good reasons why you can't participate in the PA organization. That's why I'm saying I'm fine with that. Just pay your dues and be a member, because those resources help those who are able to show up and to advocate for us. I'm going to pivot now. That was the political speech is over. I guess that most of you right now have other concerns than what I'm talking about. Probably the most practical concern is, where am I going to work? And I want, when thinking about that all-important question, to tell you one thing. Your first job is not your last job. Your first job is not your last job. And what I mean by that is that we all know that there's a huge difference between a brand new PA and one that's been working for years. So when you're deciding on that first job, you need to remember a couple of things. A brand new PA needs an employer who is willing to teach them. If possible, I would recommend trying to get a job in a multi-provider practice where there's multiple people there for you to learn from. My very first job out of PA school was at a primary care clinic in Beverly Hills, California. There were 5 doctors. I was the only PA, and I'll tell you what I learned within a few weeks is there was really only one doctor there who wanted to teach me. So thank goodness he was there, because without him being patient and willing to answer questions and to stay late after work and talk through some of my patients, it would have been a really big struggle. It was a struggle to begin with. But so what I'm telling you is, like, that's the consideration. Your job may not pay as much as you think it should. It may not be in exactly the specialty that you think you want to be in. But if you have a doctor, if you have a physician colleague who is willing to teach you, if there are other people, that's the job you take. That's the job you want. The second thing I'm going to tell you, my piece of advice, and it's going to sound impossible, but I'm going to say it anyway. You need to be as good as your collaborating physician. As a PA, your charts are going to be reviewed more than a physician's. Your patients will question your decision-making and your treatment plans more than they would a physician. It's just a fact of life of being a PA. And what that means is you need to cross every T, dot every I, in a way that maybe some of your colleagues don't have to, but you have to. You have to absolutely be providing the highest possible care available. And we try to never use the term mid-level. That's for good reason. No one wants mediocre medical care, and that's what mid-level kind of conjures. No one should be striving to give middle-of-the-road care. You want to give the best care. How do we do that? We must always be learning, always be questioning ourselves, always checking our work and checking it again. And when we do that, we provide the best medical care. And your patients are better for it, and our whole profession is better for it. I'd like to end by sharing an experience that I had on a shift in the urgent care. It was about a year ago. I was working a Friday evening shift, and it was super busy. I was working just a half a shift. It was a 5-hour shift. I saw 15 patients. With 15 patients in a 5-hour shift in urgent care, when they're difficult patients, is a lot of patients. It was a challenging shift, and I had a lot going on. And there was a phone call. They kept putting my phone, the red light kept beeping, there was a phone call for me, and I kept telling the front desk, I can't take a call. And she was like, you really have to talk to this guy. He's adamant that he has to speak to a provider. It's single provider clinic. There's no one else to take the call. So finally, I answered the call. I was super exasperated. It was an elderly patient that I didn't know, I'd never seen before. And what has happened is he was a tourist from the lower 48 in Alaska. His cardiologist back home had asked that he get a coronary calcium score while he was on vacation in Alaska. For those non-medical folks in the audience, that test is a CT scan of the heart that helps estimate the likelihood of a future heart attack. I cannot for the life of me understand why any cardiologist would recommend someone get this test done on their vacation. But that's what happened. And so he had showed up at the clinic and saw a provider who ordered the test. And then those results came back, and a different provider got the results. The results were grossly abnormal. That provider called and told the patient that their results on their test were very, very abnormal. And now the patient was calling back because he and his wife were super upset because they didn't know what that meant. And you got to remember, it's not my patient. I have a lot of my patients in the building. So in a very short, not very friendly way, I explained to him that his test shows the risk of a possible future heart attack. That if he were actually having a heart attack, he would know it right now. I asked him if he'd done any physical activity. He told me that he and his wife had done a big hike that day, and he said he didn't have any chest pain. And I was like, well, then that's great. Keep doing your hikes, enjoy your Alaska vacation, and follow up with your doctor when you get back home about the results of this test. And I basically hung up the phone and went back to seeing all of my patients, never to think about that phone call again. But when I got home that night, his wife had found me on Facebook and sent me a direct Facebook message. And I'll just read a little bit from it. She said, "Thank you for taking my husband's call tonight. I know you had nothing to do with his care. We had tried to call our cardiologist back home and no one called back. You took the time to set our minds at ease when we didn't know if we needed to go to the ER." And you may think, oh, that message must have made me feel really good. It didn't. I felt horribly guilty. I'd avoided that call as hard as I could. I had rushed through my explanation. I dismissed his concerns. But for him and his wife, it had meant that they could sleep that night, that they could continue their Alaska vacation, because they knew that he wasn't about to die, and that's what they thought was about to happen. The lesson is that what we do matters. It's the little things that we don't even think about that may matter the most. Our job is not just making diagnoses and providing treatment. It's about listening to our patients, understanding what they're really asking for, and making connections with them. And when we do that, it's really important to the patient, and it's really important to us. Doing this job is incredibly rewarding. I'm so grateful that I'm a PA. I'm so happy for you. The hard work you've done is worth it. And I wish you all the greatest of success, and congratulations, and thanks for letting me speak today.
It is my pleasure to introduce the student-elected class speaker for Anchorage Class 15, Morgan Walsh.
That kind of feels like a further walk than I anticipated. Good afternoon, classmates, loved ones, friends, mentors, and faculty. It's an honor to be up here addressing you all today. When I was asked to speak, I decided that I would try to deliver this speech the same way that I've taken all of my tests during school. That was fairly quickly and with just a small amount of anxiety. Thank you for the laugh. To start off this speech, I'd like to begin the same way that our education began during anatomy and physiology a few summers back, with an unrelated but mildly interesting fact about animals. Did you know that octopus have 3 hearts? I'm sure we're all grateful that we did not pursue careers in marine cardiology. It seems surreal that this time with you all has already passed. For many of us, the journey to where we are today began a decade or more, for some of us, ago. I want us to take a moment to reflect on the magnitude of this accomplishment, the dedication of service to others, and the perseverance that it's taken to get us all here today. I would also like us all to take a moment to to reflect on the sacrifices that were made by our support systems. Without your love, patience, encouragement, and willingness to have endless physical exams performed on you, we would not be here today. This victory is as much yours as it is ours. Class, if you could please give your loved ones a round of applause. Our class would also like to extend a heartfelt thank you to our faculty, to Megan for always going above and beyond to make sure we've been prepared, to Dina for jumping in the middle of didactic with valuable clinical knowledge, to Chris and Elizabeth for making sure that we always have everything that we need, to Leanne for arranging all of our clinical experiences, to Kira and the other faculty here of UAA for all of your behind the scenes and in front of the scenes support, including all of those reminder emails. Thank you, Kira. And to our proctors and guest lecturers for the gifts of their time and expertise. It's an honor to have many of these mentors here in the audience today and online to witness our graduation. Your commitment to medicine, your community, and furthering the PA profession is deeply appreciated. It is my hope and expectation that this class will continue to embrace the spirit of teaching that comes along with the art of practicing medicine. One of my favorite authors, Dr. Atul Gawande, wrote a wonderful book about excellence. In the introduction, he states, in medicine, as in any profession, we must grapple with systems, resources, circumstances, people, and our own shortcomings as well. He poses that the pursuit of excellence can be attributed to three things: diligence, doing right, and ingenuity. I see these qualities in my classmates. You've persevered when times were tough or uncertain. You've shown up to see thousands of patients, taken what felt like but probably is hundreds of exams. You've advocated for yourself and your patients, and you have found ways to make what felt like the impossible happen. When asked about my classmates, I've had the same answer, which is, they're pretty cool. And I can say that with a lot of confidence because we've gotten to know each other well. We've seen inside each other's ear canals, we've listened to each other's bowel tones, and we've checked the sensation of each other's feet. I feel fortunate to be a part of this group of intelligent, diverse, wonderfully caring, dedicated, and very good-natured people. Spending the amount of time that we did in such a small classroom together and coming out relatively unscathed is a huge accomplishment in itself. It's not easy to spend nearly every waking hour so close to others, especially considering some of the interesting, and I will look at no one in particular when I say this, off-putting eating habits and nervous energy that we subjected each other to. This class has supported each other through the highest highs and the lowest lows. I've witnessed you hold each other up through challenging exams, seemingly endless travel, illnesses of family members, loss of beloved pets, relationships, floods, and much more. You've also celebrated each other through victories, engagements, marriages, new babies, exciting job prospects, new friendships. You've been generous with your time, spending endless hours helping each other study for exams, sharing those study materials, hilarious mnemonics, laughter, an encouraging word, and even the occasional beer. I've learned so much from each and every one of you, and I hope that if you've learned anything from me, it's that the eye problem you called me about probably isn't bacterial conjunctivitis. I'd like to end with this. To our loved ones in the audience, thank you for your support. To our faculty and mentors, thank you for your dedication to our education. To this class, it's been an honor to be your classmate, and it's an even bigger honor to become your colleague. Congratulations, Class 15. We did it.
Justin? Welcome, Anchorage Class President, Class 15.
Hello, my name is Justin Lucia, and I've had the honor and privilege of serving as class president for Anchorage Class 15. In fall of didactic year, each MEDEX class is tasked with electing class officials to serve in a student society dedicated to supporting students in achieving their personal goals, as well as to help define and achieve the shared goals of the cohort. In addition to enduring the academic pressures of didactic year and logistical and practical challenges of clinicals, these class officers have spent a lot of time collectively working towards these goals through organization, fundraising, activism, and advocacy. And they have spent many hours on projects, small and large, to help our cohort thrive and MEDEX progress. Balancing these roles and the demands of PA school is no small task, and I'm incredibly proud of the initiative, collaboration, and commitments shown by officers over the last 2 years. So please help me in recognizing our class officers for their service to MEDEX 15. When I call your name, please stand up to be recognized. I'm Justin, I'm the class president. Jake McKenzie, Vice President. Mackenzie Peckham, Secretary. Gabby Stone, treasurer. Jacob Thompson and Mitchell Elling are representatives at the AAPA. Morgan Walsh, AKAPA student representative. Madison Willits, director of community outreach. Tamaya Pearson, diversity committee representative. Skylar Kenna, our class historian. And Hannah Holland, our social director. Thank you all for your dedication to your classmates and your program, for sharing the weight of the hardest days and making sure that this special moment were celebrated. I hope you continue your advocacy and leadership throughout your careers as PAs, and I am truly appreciative of the work we have done together. So please join me in a round of applause to thank these students for their leadership and service. And now it's my pleasure to introduce a special tribute from our Class 15 historian, Skylar Kenna.
name's Leanne Wetzel, and I am the clinical coordinator. And I have the distinct honor of recognizing our service members and their families today. The PA profession has deep and proud roots in the U.S. military. In the late 1960s, there was a national shortage of primary care physicians. Dr. Richard Smith, the founder of our MEDEX program, saw an opportunity to address this need while also supporting the reintegration of military medics into civilian life. He traveled to military bases, recruiting experienced corpsmen and Navy SEALs to become some of the nation's first physician assistants. In 1969, the first MEDEX class of 15 students began their journey, many of them military trained. That commitment to our military continues today. MEDEX remains one of the leading civilian PA programs in the country in terms of veteran enrollment. It's not just part of our history, it's an essential part of who we are. Here in Alaska, we're surrounded by strong military presence. Joint Base Elmendorf, Richardson, Fort Wainwright, Fort Greely, Eielson Air Force Base, Coast Guard Sector of Anchorage, Coast Guard Sector of Juneau, the Alaska National Guard, and the Alaska State Defense Force. These installations represent not only strategic defense sites, but also communities of service, sacrifice, and resilience. Every day, the women and men who serve and their families give so much to defense of our nation, often without recognition. It is my great privilege to stand among you today and express this gratitude. At this time, I'd like to recognize the MEDEX graduates who are current or former members of the U.S. Armed Forces. Graduates, as I read your name and your slide appears on the screen, please stand so we can honor you with our applause. Justin Fuller. Justin is Army veteran, and Jacob Thompson. Air Force veteran. We also warmly invite any current or former service members in our audience, family, friends, and guests to please be stand and recognized. Your service and sacrifice are deeply appreciated. Thank you all for your dedication, and thank you for allowing MEDEX to be part of your journey.
It is my honor to present the Golden Apple Award for Didactic Teaching, an award given by students to recognize those guest lecturers who made an exceptional impact during the didactic phase of their education. This year, the students of Anchorage Class 15 have selected Gabe Holland, the Alaska Heart and Vascular Institute. I don't think he's here, but.
Thank you, Dina. I would also like to, now my pleasure to announce the recipient of the Golden Apple Award for Clinical Teaching. This is difficult to narrow it down to one, as our preceptors all are wonderful and have just given thoughtless, thankless hours to all of our students. The outstanding, it's an honor to give it to this preceptor with a lasting impression on our students during their clinical year. This year's award goes to Isabel Hakala, PAC. Isabel, if you join me on stage, that would be great.
Surprise!
Isabel works at Providence Primary Care Group in Eagle River. And I had the pleasure of touring that with my student on a site review, and it's a beautiful facility. So thank you, Isabel.
Hi, everybody. I'm Isabel Hakala. I'm a physician assistant in primary care at Providence, and I'm also a MEDEX graduate from Class 10. As you can hear in the shaking of my heart, of my voice, this was an unexpected award, so it really means a lot, so thank you. Shortly after graduating from MEDEX, I started taking students, and it's always such a pleasure to give my passion of primary care and also see these students turn from just coming from the classroom into proficient practicing providers. And they spend 4 really tough months learning from me. So shout out to my students from this year, Zalyn and Justin. Thanks for surviving 4 months with me. And it's just a big thing graduating PA school. As all of you guys know, it's a super rigorous journey, but it's also a very rewarding one. So I hope you guys just have the best career ever, and congratulations on achieving your dreams, and I wish you guys all the best.
This award is the John Coombs Leadership Award. I take personal pleasure in presenting this as well. I received this award in Yakima many years ago. Dr. Coombs was the Associate Dean for Regional Affairs and Rural Health in the School of Medicine. He had a long record of promoting the PA profession. This award is presented to one of our students at each campus who has become a role model to their peers. They've assumed the responsibility of leadership during their training and have carried out those responsibilities with integrity, cooperation, and understanding. It's my honor to give this award to Justin Lucia. Okay. And I'd like to take this moment to introduce Keith McCormick. Keith will be presenting the Stephen Turpinseed PAC Veterans Award.
All right. I'm Keith McCormick. I'm a South Anchorage Assembly member and also a MEDEX graduate. I'll be presenting the Stephen Turnipseed PA Veterans Award. The Stephen Turnipseed PA Veterans Award goes to a MEDEX graduate for service to country, class, and community. Steve was the sole African American among members of the first MEDEX class in 1969. Like all of his classmates, Steve came to MEDEX as a veteran of the military, specifically 10 years in the U.S. Army with the 1st Special Forces Group in counterintelligence and psychological warfare in northeast Thailand along the Cambodian and Laotian borders. He was recruited by Dr. Richard A. Smith for the inaugural PA program at MEDEX. Dr. Smith once described Turnipseed as one of the most wonderful human beings I know. He has incredible skills, both people skills and medical skills. He was fluent in both German and Spanish, despite the fact he did not have a high school education. Steve later got his GED and received his bachelor's and master's degree in public health. During the preceptorship phase of his MEDEX education, Steve was placed in an urban Seattle hospital, the Group Health Central on Capitol Hill. He worked there for a number of years after, running an outpatient clinic, developed a highly successful addiction treatment services program as well. This year's award goes to Justin Fuller.
All right, it is my honor to present the Spirit of MEDEX Award. This one is also close to my heart as I received it 10 years ago this month. This award recognizes one student at each campus who has dedicated themselves to their goal of being a physician assistant, who has shown compassion and sensitivity to others, and who has maintained their humor and perseverance in the face of adversity. They have a positive attitude and are ambassadors for the program throughout their MEDEX training. This year's recipient is Andrea Hartman. right, next is the Anchorage Underserved Award. Students are recognized for exceptional achievement in the care of, improved access for, or promotion of public awareness of the needs of the medically underserved. The recipient will have demonstrated a strong dedication to ongoing service to underserved communities. This year's recipient is Jacob McKenzie. Next, I will be presenting the Writing Award. This award is generally given to one student at each campus who has combined creativity and unique approaches with exceptional writing skills in assigned papers. This year's recipient is Glennis Henderson. It is now my honor to recognize Anchorage graduates who have exemplified the highest standards of academic excellence, leadership, and service during their time at MEDEX. Pi Alpha is the National Honor Society for Physician Assistant Students, established to recognize those who go above and beyond in scholarship, integrity, and dedication to the PA profession. Membership is selective and by faculty nomination. These Anchorage students have consistently demonstrated these values throughout their MEDEX journey, and we are proud to celebrate their induction to Pi Alpha. Anchorage Class 15 inductees, please stand as your name is read. Justin Lucia. And Andrea Hartman. All right, and before the presentation of the graduates, I just would like to take a quick moment to thank our wonderful staff who made today happen. Chris and Elizabeth are the reason we have everything organized and in place today, so we just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. I don't know where Elizabeth is, but thank you as well. All right.
Well, this is the presentation of our 2025 graduates. There we go. Is this better? Okay, presentation of our graduates. Good afternoon again. I've had the pleasure of working with these remarkable students throughout their journey. And today I have the honor of presenting the MEDEX Northwest class of 2025. And on a personal note, we set these standards very high for students. And in their clinical year, I give them several lectures, and professionalism is one of them. And I have to tell you, every single one of them hit that bar and went beyond. And I want to thank you personally for doing that, for our community, for our preceptors, and for all of us, and for our future students. Thank you. As I read the name, please join me in celebrating their accomplishments and welcoming them into the next chapter of their journey as physician assistants. All right. Oh, there. Okay. We start at the end. Okay, we'll go. Let's take them as we get them. So this is interesting. We're starting at the end of the alphabet, and since I'm a W, I really appreciate this. So we're going to start with Matt. What? We are starting at the A's? Oh, okay. Sorry, W's. It looks like, let's see, where's, okay. Where's my, how about B? Can we start at B? Yeah, okay. B, we'll start at B. What's that? I think so. Rebecca Bernowski. Mitchell Elling. Justin Fuller. Kalia Simone Glasgow. Brooks Hanson. Andrea Hartman. Glennis Henderson. Skylar Jason Kenna. Justin Lucia. Jacob McKenzie. Samantha Miner. Tamaya Pearson. Mackenzie Peckham. Kristen Prestegard. Gabrielle Gabby Stone. Zelyn Tang. Jacob Thompson. Luisa Valencia. Morgan Walsh. Simon White. Madison Willits.
Next, we're going to recite the PA oath. We'll give just a second here. All right, okay, good. I was going to say it should be up here. Sorry about all the squatting down. They had to pick the shortest person to do that, but so please follow along with me and we'll read the PA oath together. I pledge to perform the following duties with honesty and dedication. I will hold as my primary responsibility the health, safety, welfare, and dignity of all human beings. I will uphold the tenets of patient autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, and justice. I will recognize and promote the value of diversity. I will treat equally, Next slide, please. Okay. I will treat equally all persons who seek my care. I will hold in confidence the information shared in the course of practicing medicine. I will assess my personal capabilities and limitations, striving always to improve my medical practice. I will actively seek to expand my knowledge and skills, keeping abreast of advances in medicine. I will work with other members of the healthcare team to provide compassionate and effective care of patients. I will use my knowledge and experience to contribute to an improved community. I will respect my professional relationship with the physician. I will share and expand knowledge within the profession. These duties are pledged with sincerity and upon my honor.
Before we conclude, I'd like to take a moment to congratulate our graduates once again. Today marks the culmination of years of hard work, sacrifice, and growth, and we couldn't be prouder of each and every one of you. For those of you who may want to revisit today's celebration or share it with loved ones who couldn't attend, a full recording of the ceremony will be available on the MEDEX YouTube channel. We now invite you to join us for refreshments and light snacks, which will be available in the lobby until 3 p.m. Graduates, we'd love to capture this special moment with a group photo. Please come up to the stage. Family and friends, feel free to take your own photos as well. This is a celebration worth remembering. Thank you all for being part of this important day. Congratulations, MEDEX Anchorage Class 15 graduates.